Hello everyone, welcome back to Susie Saves. I am Susie, and I am sorry this video was so late. We had a lot going on last week, but it is finally time for everyone's favorite video, the cash stuffing. So without further ado, let's hop into it. So we're gonna do it a little bit different today because we've already used some money out of here. So we're gonna go ahead and put our money here. So 250, 70, 90, 300, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 86. So $386 today. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I hope you all are having a fantastic Wednesday. So this miscellaneous, is good and full where it needs to be for this week. Gaskets, the 50. There we go. And then we already used the groceries. So yep, that's empty. Perfect. Normally dining would get 50, but I want to make sure that we have enough to fill, and then we'll worry about that. This brown one is my husband's binder, but he said he didn't need it anymore, so we're going to be repurposing that sometime. But for now, we'll go ahead and open my binder. Nothing in personal, nothing in entertainment. Car insurance is getting $13. There we go. So it is up to 100, 200, 350, 70, 80, 90, 400. 1, 2, 3, 4. $404. Part of me, that is rent money. So I'll leave it as hundreds for my landlord, but it would be really nice to condense that, but maybe next week. So we're going to add the same 13 to here, and it should also be that $404. 1, 2, 3, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94. 1, 2, 3, 4. 404. Perfect. That's it for my binder. Now let's move on into the family binder. This is where we house our sinking funds. So rent, like I said, is getting this 200. It's the first of the month, so first rent input of the month. So that's all we have in there for that. The rest is rollover, or like a 1 month ahead fund. Car insurance gets $10. So this is at 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. That's fully funded. And 20. My husband did tell me his check engine light came on his way home from work. But it's come on before, so we're just going to check and make sure that it's nothing. Pets is getting 10. And pets is up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's fully funded. 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 35. I would love to condense that, but we don't have any $5 bills this week. 535. Health and beauty is getting 20. So we upped this because my husband's, we'll call it a copay. It's like $50 a month for his chemotherapy on our end. So this is up to 50, 120, 40, 50, 60, 71. 171. So again, not bad at all. We're doing pretty good in saving for that. Gifts is getting 10. Someone asked me on a video if I had a Christmas reserve. This is that. So technically this is used for birthdays, 2 graduations, 1 wedding, and a birth this year, but it's used for when you have to buy people things. So rather than saving them separately, we have a set amount we spend per person. So it's, well, should I say it? I guess it's fine. So as long as we are close enough to the person to give them a decent amount of money, it's $200 per graduation, $500 per wedding and child, and then if you have a birthday or Christmas, it's $50. So this is how we came up with the number that we need at the end of the year. I buy my friends Christmas presents. My husband has too many friends to buy them Christmas presents. So normally we host a holiday party. So the only people who need presents this year, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8 if we want to exchange gifts with each other. So that would be 8 times $50 per person, which would be a goal of $400 by the end of the year, which we will definitely hit by like November 1st, because you need time to order presents. Please remember to order your presents in time for Christmas and make sure that your due date for your sinking fund is before Christmas. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 200, 10, no, 90. Let's try that again. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 320. So we have another 8 weeks, which is 2 months for the fund to be filled. And then my husband's birthday will be another month after that. So we have plenty of time for Christmas to come around before we need to worry about spending a whole bunch of this money. And we always reach out to people before buying Christmas presents and just ask them, hey, are you and me exchanging gifts this year? Because just because you have a sinking fund for it doesn't mean that that person is in a financial area or space where they can reciprocate. And some people will tell you, like, well, you can buy me something, but I can't buy you anything, or please don't buy me anything because I can't buy you anything. It's just different per person. Personally, I'm fine with giving a present and not receiving one, but for some people it makes them feel guilty or anything like that. So just reach out and ask, we doing Christmas this year? And then you can decide what you're doing from there. Housing and groceries is not fully funded anymore, so let's pull out. This has too much money in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's supposed to have 50 max in it. I don't know why it had more than that. Did I do that? I must have done that. I don't know. This only gets $50. And then there is a $50 for entertainment. So normally it's for date night. So I'm gonna go ahead and exchange where is that? Here. I'll go ahead and put this 50 just because it's easier to fit in there than it would be if I was trying to fit a whole bunch of 10s. So go ahead and put this in the little binder. There we go. And then this gets 50 for this week. So 1, 2, 3. I know my husband was looking at Ren Fair tickets. They're going to be $90, I think, for both of us to go. And then we'll probably just use our spending money for anything we want to buy while we are there. But if we want to like eat, or maybe we could use this money for that. Or like I was saying, in October we do plan to do a zoo trip. So this money could be used there. 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 31. $131. We gotta look up and see how much the zoo costs, because I remember when we went last time, it was more than you would think. Okay, this week for the Roth, what was the date on that? The 1st? It's Friday the 1st? I think that's correct. Yes. We actually went ahead and put 300 in because if you remember, we took the extra money out of car insurance and it happened to be about 200 bucks. So we just split that between us. So my contributions are up to $3,915, which is fantastic. So nice to be over halfway. And then my husband, we always get the same amount. We always split it evenly. He's up to $2,885. So he's creeping up. We'll get him sorted. Maybe I'll be done before him, but we'll get him sorted. And then my my raise goes to stocks. It's $25 a week. What a bonus. What a raise. So that contribution for the year is up to $783. Woohoo! Doing pretty well with all that online investing stuff. These are just old bills, my old bill collection. So, how much do we got here? We have $26. Question is, where do we want to put it? I know I just talked about car maintenance, but I'm not going to put in car maintenance. Beauty and health, gifts. I don't know why this would have been over $50. Because it says housing and groceries, but mostly it's paper goods. So toilet paper, paper towels, and like hygiene products, which we wouldn't spend more than 50 bucks a week. I mean, we barely spend that on like groceries, let alone paper products. Part of me wants to be selfish again and put it in entertainment. Because complete transparency, we put money aside for our savings. This is not savings. This is sinking funds. So we normally are able to give about 650 bucks towards our like home savings. That all stays like in the bank account online. So this is not money I'm taking away from like the house or the Roth or anything like that. This is just sinking fund money. And so I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna be a little selfish and plan for that trip we have coming up. I think he decided it would be the second weekend, which I think it starts. Does it start in October? That seems pretty late. Sorry, we have a whole bunch of fruit flies. Our oranges this time gave us a whole bunch of flies, and it's super annoying. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then if we want to get costumes or something, maybe we can do that. Next week, we'll be putting aside some money for my husband's ring. I don't know if you remember or if I told you, but his ring is a family heirloom. It's been passed down from a few generations, and it cracked along the bottom. So we took it to a jeweler to get resoldered and resized. So I think he said it's going to be a couple $100, like $300 or $400. We could cash flow that and just not save that week, because the problem is we don't know when the ring's going to be done. I was going to reach out to him maybe next week and be like, hey, that's our ring. I don't know if you lost our phone number, if you haven't worked on it yet, but we would like it back sometime. So we'll probably end up cash flowing that, but maybe we'll put aside $50 a week until he calls us. And that would at least give us 100 or two. Thank you all so much for being here today. I super duper appreciate you. Oh my golly. And your faces. She's getting fat. Which is a good thing. So I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. I'm so sorry again for this video being late. Normally, if you're new here, we do cash stuffings on Sundays. That's like my start of the week, and it helps me get everything in order. So it is so nice to have this done and have everything in order again. Like I said, we had already went grocery shopping, and we already had spent some money out, and so it like bottles up inside me the anxiety of like, oh, but I don't know about the rollover from last week. And so all of that has now been settled, which is fantastic. But thank you all so much for being here today. I super duper appreciate you. Tomorrow we'll be doing the budget opening for the money for this week. And then we'll do the July review and see how much money we spent in July on what all we bought. You'll know all the nitty gritty about what day we bought it on, what we bought, how much it was, and then our totals for everything. So super excited for that. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.